Hello students, this is your mathematics lecturer Afrin Tasildar. So previous we have seen our standard formula, which is very important, and now we will see our definition. I have already said you basically what is a differentiation means, but in our definition way. So differentiability, this is the definition. If f is a real function, c is a point, then the derivative, it is given as limit f of c plus h minus f of c by h as h tends to 0, provided limit exists. This limit should exist. Limit exist means what? Your continuous part we have seen, yes, your limit you have done in that way, and this is denoted as f dash of c. See, this is in terms of c, so f dash of c. How we write it? Therefore, the function defined by f dash of x is equal to limit f of x plus h minus f of x whole divided by h as your h tends to 0. So, general, if at c, how it is given? F dash of c is equal to limit f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c as x tends to c. Okay, this is the definition of differentiability. Now, one more definition. Now, when we tell a function is differentiable, okay, a function is differentiable, a function f is said to be differentiable at c, like at that particular point, if point they have given. If LHD means what? Left hand derivative. As you had LHL, left hand limit, here it is left hand derivative. At c is equal to RHD. RHD is right hand derivative at c. Means at that point which they have given, the both should be equal. So, your LHD, how we give? Limit, what is your definition we have given? Limit f of x minus f of c whole divided by x minus c as x tends to c, right? Now, LHD means left hand side, which means it should be x tends to c minus. So, that is what I have written, x tends to c minus. Now, whenever c minus or c plus it is, I am telling you this just come single, along with it comes, we add one more number, that is our h, and h is very small, yes, very small, which is approaching to 0, very near to 0. So, we write limit f of our x changes to what? C minus h minus f of c whole divided by minus h as h tends to 0. As h tends to 0 means what? Wherever x is there, in place of x, what it is replaced by? C minus h. So, in your denominator also we do the same, right? In place of x, what we put? C minus h, and here already minus c is there. So, minus c plus c get cancels, will be left with what? Minus h. So, that is what I have written, minus h. Now, is your RHD? RHD means right hand side. RHD is your right hand side. So, same, it will be limit f of x minus f of c as x tends to c, but x tends to c will be what? Plus, right? So, it is c plus, and c plus means your x changing to what? C plus h. So, wherever x is there, it will be changing to x plus, c plus h minus f of t whole divided by, here also it will be in place of x, what we put? C plus h, right? So, it will be c plus h, and this already minus c is there. So, minus c. So, again minus and plus c get cancelled, so you will be left with here plus h. So, here it is h, but as h tends to 0, whenever you are doing this, your limit will be h tends to 0, okay. So, after that you have to write this sentence, that is, differentiation of a function is a slope of a tangent drawn at a point on which the function is differentiated. Means whenever your tangent, a single tangent comes for this, yes, single tangent, the slope of that tangent is always known as our differentiation part. So, after that you have to write this sentence, differentiation of a function is a slope of a tangent, okay. Next we have a theorem, that is theorem 3. If a function f is differentiable at a point c, then it is also continuous at that point. What they are telling, if it is differentiable at this point, then it should be continuous also at c itself. So, they are telling us the function is differentiable, so you have to show it is continuous. So, we will see the proof how we can do. So, in this what they are telling, f is differentiable. Differentiable means our differentiating is what? What is our definition? That is limit f of x minus f of c as x minus c, okay, as x tends to c. So, they are telling this is differentiable. What is the meaning? I am telling you the theorem's meaning. They're telling this is differentiable means it should be continuous. Continuous we have seen limit f of x as x tends to c is equal to f of c is equal to f of c. This is your definition, right? Definition of your continuous, this is your definition of your differentiable. So, if it is differentiable means it should be continuous. Taking this we have to prove this, just that's it. So, we will see the proof. So, we know that since f is differentiable at c, we have f dash of c means what? Limit f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c as x tends to c. So, what they have given we have written it, okay? What they have given we have written, but you see here our x should not be equal to c. The same point it should not be equal. Why? Because here if I do as x is equal to c, here plus c minus c get cancels, right? And anything divided by 0 if it is means it is not defined, it is infinity, right? So, we should have that condition our x is not equal to c. Okay, so I am writing, but x is not equal to c. Yes, x is not equal to c. So, we can write f of x minus f of c. So, this is f of x minus f of c. This only same term, the same function. How I am writing it? Just look it at f of x minus f of c whole divided by x minus c into x minus c. What I am doing here? I am multiplying and dividing x minus c. I am just multiplying and dividing x minus c. After doing what I will do? I will apply the limit. Okay, I am applying limit. Limit when you are applying, you are applying on the both the sides. Yes, so this will be limit f of x minus f of c. See here it is same term, so for whole it comes. Now I have not opened it, as your x tends to where? As your x tends to c. So here also same, it will be limit the whole part. For this whole part you are applying the limit f of x minus f of c whole divided by x minus c into x minus c, close the bracket. Yes, so I have applied limit on both the sides as your x tends to c. Now what I will do? See, your limit is for both, right? For both the terms. So for both the terms, how it becomes? Limit f of x as x tends to c minus, means we are multiplying it, right? Minus again limit f of c as x tends to c equal to, here also see this is one whole term and this is one whole term. So it is applied for both. Sorry, here x tends to c I didn't write. Limit x tends to c, and here we get limit f of x minus f of c whole divided by x minus c as x tends to c. This is our one term into, again for this, limit x minus c as x tends to c. Just for this separate I have written. Okay. Now you see this remains as it is, limit f of x as x tends to c. First we will see of our right hand side, then we will come to our left hand side. Limit f of c as x tends to c. Now you see here this limit f of x minus f of c whole divided x minus c as x tends to c. This is our definition of differentiability, right? This means what? F dash of c, right? F dash of c means what? Limit f of x minus f of c by x minus c as c tends to 0 into, now you see it is limit x minus c as x tends to c, means in place of x I have to substitute c. So here if I put c, c minus c will be 0, the whole term will be 0, right? F dash of c into 0 will be what? 0. So limit f of x as x tends to c minus limit f of c as x tends to c is equal to f dash of c into 0, it will be what? 0. Now this minus is there, negative, so I will take it to the right hand side. So what I will get? Limit f of x as x tends to c is equal to, this will be what? Limit f of c as x tends to c. So up to here I have got. Now here I don't want to substitute in this because I have to prove only this. So left hand side I am keeping as it is, limit f of x as x tends to c. Now you see this here, limit f of c by x tends to c is what? F of c, right? Why f of c? Because we have our continuous definition, that is limit f of x as x tends to c is equal to f of c. Yes, if limit f of c as x tends to c is equal to f of c, means for any constant, if you apply the limit with the same point, it remains as it is. Yes, it remains the same constant term. Okay. Now for example, if you apply a limit as x tends to 0 and your f of x is 1, so what you get here? You get 1 only, right? So in the same way, limit f of c as x tends to c is equal to f of c. So it is limit f of x as x tends to c is equal to f of c, and this is our definition of our continuous. This is our definition of continuous, right? So we have arrived at what they had said. So hence f is continuous at x is equal to c. They had said differentiable. See, from differentiable we are showing our continuous. Yes, from our differentiable we are showing it as continuous. Okay, but the reverse of this may or may not be true. Means what? Every continuous function may or may not be differentiable. That we can see whether it is differentiable or no. Okay, from this theorem we know every differentiable function is a continuous, but every continuous function is a differentiable or no? We will see it. So the converse part of the above theorem, that is need not be true, that is every continuous function need not be differentiable. Your main theorem was what? Every differentiable function is continuous, but its reverse, that is its converse, that every continuous function need not be differentiable. Why so I am telling? We will see with our example that why I am telling you like this. Okay. So for that I have considered an example, f of x equal to mod x, and consider mod x. How we do? You already know that mod x means it comes plus minus. Plus is when x is greater than or equal to 0, and it is minus x when x is less than 0. So now first we have to see whether it is continuous, right? Every continuous function should be differentiable, we have to show. So for continuous means we have to go for our LHD and RHD, right? To show for differentiable we have to go left hand and right hand. So we will see it. So first we will see our LHD, that is left hand derivative. So what is our definition? Limit f of x minus f of x minus f of c by x minus c it is, right? Here c means point, what it is? Point here what it is? 0, right? The point is 0. So in place of c it will be what? 0, and x will be tending to 0 minus, because LHD we are doing. So this will be how we do limit. So what we are doing when it is 0 minus means with this there is one more term, that is h is adding to it. So in place of x it will change to 0 minus. So limit here it will be what? 0 minus h minus f of 0 whole divided by, in place of x what I have to put? 0 minus h minus 0, as my h will be tending to 0. So here you have to be careful. So my plus 0 and minus 0 gets cut off. Okay, and you will be left with what here? Minus h, and f of 0 minus h means negative. Negative of this is minus x, right? Minus of x. Yes, minus of already x means in place of x it will be 0 minus h. So minus 0 plus h it becomes, right? So limit h tends to 0. So this comes here, already one minus sign is there. So if you multiply with this, this becomes what? h, and here in denominator you have minus h. F of 0 will be what? It will be 0. So h1, and you will be having with minus 1. Here minus sign is there, right? So LHD what you have got as minus 1. So now we will check for our RHD. So now we will check for our RHD. RHD will be what? Again limit f of x minus f of 0 whole divided by x minus 0, as my x tends to 0 plus, it will be 0 plus, right? And this will be equal to limit f of 0 plus h, right? Minus f of 0 whole divided by 0 plus h, this will be minus 0, as my h tending to 0. So my this 0 get cancels, and here f of 0 plus h is what comes in our positive, which is x itself. So it will be h only, right? So limit, here it is h by h, as my h tending to 0. This get cancels, and you will be having 1. So you can see RHD you are getting 1 and LHD you are getting -1 at point where? At point 0. Are they equal? No. So as you can see, your LHD and your RHD are not equal at the point where? At 0, at point 0. So f is not differentiable at x is equal to 0. So you can see your continuous function is not differentiable at this point. So at all points if it is, then we can tell every continuous function is differentiable, as in the previous theorem. But considering the example we have shown, that every continuous function need not be differentiable. Okay. So next we'll see for our problems in next part. Just write it down and make sure you have understood the theorem. Thank you.